Hmm. Yeah, felt to share a personal story with you and the trees and the forest around me. And that story is what I've come to realize was the beginning of my spiritual awakening. Mm. Yeah, the story was that I'll just tell you like the physical part of the story was that I swallowed a whole bunch of uh, pain tablets or like Valium kind of anti-anxiety kind of a tablet that I had bought from someone on the street. I knew they were legit, I knew the guy and everything like that. But the guy watched me just like put a whole handful of them in my mouth while he was in the car with me. And he asked to get out of the car really quick. And yeah, I went to go and seek out some blow because I knew that these tablets were going to be a big downer. And yeah, this was the low point of my life, I have to say. This was not typical of me to go seeking out um, cocaine, for example, and to eat a whole handful of tablets like that. And yeah, I didn't do it consciously somehow. Like the guy handed it to me. I handed him the money, and I just took all these tablets. And it wasn't like I was in some like consciously desperate state or something like that. But like looking back at it is where like the real value of this experience kind of landed for me. And it's been a long time since that time, almost 2 decades now. But at the end of the day, I was able to see how I was not showing up as a good friend. I was not showing up as a good partner. And, I started to lose close friendships. And I wasn't in a relationship at the moment. And, my connection with my family at the time was also not good. Business was suffering, and now I can like see that it all came back to me. I was the reason for all that um, turmoil and stress, all this kind of negativity that was going on in my life. And at the end of the day, it was because I was not showing up for me. This was like the root of the story, basically. I was living a life that was not at all aligned with who I am or who I've come to know myself to be. And I continue on that journey and probably will until the day I die, constantly learning more and more about myself and honoring those truths and taking them into real life situations, learning to have good boundaries, learning to speak my needs and my desires in a healthy way. Um, I've been able to embrace the empathetic part of me who can see when someone else is suffering, can feel when someone else is suffering, and can lend a hand in those situations, not to fix them, but to be with them, to honor where they're at. Mm. Yeah, it was a very difficult life lesson, and essentially what happened was I ate these pills and driving to the darkest part of the area where I live to go and find some cocaine. I probably would have got robbed or something like that because at the time I was one of those banana spines, as we like to call them in the Kundalini world. I didn't really have a spine yet, and I think I would have been prey to some pretty vicious predators that, yeah, I'd never went to that area before, but I had heard of some people, like some friends that used to go there to cop blow. And yeah, along the way, I fell asleep at the wheel in my car, and I guess my foot came off the brake pedal, and the car just kind of like rolled into the intersection. Thankfully, it was a red light still, I guess, and it rolled right into a bus full of people. So, I mean, the story could have been much more tragic. Somehow, God was with me. I kind of got out of the car. I stumbled into like a little market, like a deli cafeteria that was right nearby. And I ordered some food, apparently, and then like just like sat down on this like milk crate and fell asleep, like passed out again. And I guess I woke up like hours later, thankfully, um, and walked outside, and the police were waiting there for me in their squad car to hand me the copy of the police report. I didn't get any summons, I didn't get any jail time, so you can really say that the divine was with me. Did I deserve some of that stuff? Yeah. Would I probably have learned my lessons a lot quicker had I not been, um, allowed to walk free that night? Probably. But my life would have taken a totally different direction, and so here I am, talking to you. And I guess at the end of the day, one piece of wisdom that I'd like to offer is don't let yourself get to that point where you're so lost within yourself, doing a job that doesn't resonate, being in a circle of people where you have to pretend to be somebody you're not, um, living in a place that doesn't resonate with you. There's so many things that have changed in my life. I used to work 12 hours a day for a long time, and I was completely dependent on drugs and alcohol to medicate myself to be able to do that, because it was totally against my nature. And I don't work more than 6 hours a day now, and I love what I do, and I live in nature. And so, my life has changed quite dramatically, and now I'm on the other side of it, helping others to sort of take a look within themselves to find where are they compromising their truth and their integrity, and allowing these inner beliefs, inner traumas to control their life and the outcome of their life and their day-to-day joy, to bring that out. So yeah, that's a little intimate sharing into my history and how I arrived where I am today. And make no mistake about it, I hired a lot of healers, coaches, therapists along the way. I've probably spent $200,000 to $300,000 at this point on therapy and coaching and all that kind of stuff. So don't underestimate the power of asking for help and and taking ownership of your life and your story by slowing down first and foremost, and looking within, and not making yourself a victim of anyone or anything or life circumstance, society, none of that. It's all in your control. God is with you. And if you honor who you are, life will meet you. And I get the chills when I say that, because I've had the experience where sometimes I feel like I want to take a step, but I'm afraid that I'm going to fall. But what I've noticed is that sort of life, like as I'm stepping, life creates this road right underneath my foot in just the nick of time, and is there to support me in every way. So, aho, and the rains come down. Blessings from above. Mwah. Much love. Ciao, ciao. Aho.